A very good morning mtazamaji wa Mizpah Tv, na karibu kwenye kipindi ukipendacho cha Nuru ya asubuhi, ikiwa ni kwenye awamu ya uchambuzi wa magazeti ama awamu ya current affairs. Nikitumai ya kwamba mtazamaji uko salama mahali popote ulipo. Hapa kwetu nitakwambia sio siri, kuna kibaridi. Ni vile tu singeweza kuvalia scarf. Nimekuja kama nimeambiwa hauwezi kuingia live ukiwa na hiyo scarf. Lakini kuna kibaridi, lakini tunashukuru Mungu kwa sababu ametoa rahusha buheri wa afya. Tuna sababu zote za kumwambia asante. Na kwenye studio leo niko na mwanadada. Si kawaida mimi huwa na ule mwanasiasa Kemotho. Leo niko na Angie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you been trained by Kemotho to be a politician? You should become a politician.
Oh, really?
Yes, a Gen Z.
I'll consider that.
Usimame kiti ya women rep.
Fine.
Yes, you can. If I coach you, you can. Yes, karibu sana. You are good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm also good. Na kabla hatujaanza kipindi, wacha tumuombe Mwenyezi Mungu atujasaidie haya mambo matatu. Atupe kichwa kenye ubongo wa hekima, mdomo mwenye maneno ya ufasaha, na hata kifua chenye moyo wa ujasiri. Atujalie uweledi, ukwasi na hata umahiri wa lugha. Na kwa wewe mtazamaji, na kuombea Mungu akusaidia kusafiri safari ya kujisaka na hata kujitafuta, na ili ujue asili yako. Ugundue ya kwamba wewe ni wewe halisi, mbali sio ganda la mua wa jana. Mwenyezi Mungu akushibisha na imani, akupe utajiri wa subira, na hata akuondolee kiburi cha dunia. Tuandamane na wewe hadi tamati na ili uweze kumakinika. Let's have the verse of the day.
And the read, it comes from that is Romans 8:26, and this is what it says. In the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weaknesses. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit Himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. So, Jose, I love the way the verse even says, in the same way the Spirit helps us in our weaknesses. It means that the Holy Spirit is always there to help us in our weaknesses. The weaknesses can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be spiritual. And mostly when we are down in the time near to corner challenges, it's really hard for us to pray. It means that we need our inner man to be awake. That is the Spirit of God to be there to help us. Alafu inasema, we do not know what we ought to pray for. Sometimes you're unsure of what to pray for. Sometimes you're not sure of what you need. You don't know the right words to use. That's why we need the Holy Spirit. But ukiona the Holy Spirit, at least it helps us to know what to say, what to tell God, even the attitude of our heart to keep present, that is the cries of our hearts, the challenges that konazo. Alafu inasema that the Spirit Himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. It means that the Spirit of God communicates with God on our behalf, expressing our needs, beyond the human language. So that's why we need the Holy Spirit to be there to help us each and every season. What's your take?
And actually I can say this is a very powerful verse.
Yeah, great.
I can actually say that we don't have to fear. We have that confidence that the Holy Spirit is going to guide us, especially all the time you want to go to in the presence of the Lord. Wewe bora tu ni ujiconnect. You try as much as possible to connect yourself in the spiritual realm. And the Holy Spirit is going to guide you in many things. Many a times when we wake up in the morning, when you have your schedule, you have planned that you're going to pray, but whatever you had planned to pray for, you discover that haujaipe concentration kama kitu ingine yenye imetokea. That is when you discover that now the Holy Spirit guided me to do this and this and that. Ati ulikuwa umepanga leo ninaenda kuombea watoto wangu, lakini you find yourself you are praying for your pastor. Na inakataa kabisa, unajikuta umeingia hiyo side. It is approved that the Holy Spirit ili kuguide ufanye hayo maombi. Now what we need to do is just to align ourselves in God's will tufanye yale mambo yenye Mungu anataka tufanye. Tusijichanganye sana, especially knowingly. Unajua unaweza jichanganya unknowingly, lakini knowingly tusijichanganye, because Mungu wetu ni judge mzuri sana. Akiweza jua ya kwamba umejichanganya unknowingly, there is a way enye tu atakusaidia. Lakini knowingly tusije tukajichanganya. Let us stick in one line ya Mungu, na atatufungulia huko kwa spiritual realm.
I agree.
Thank you very much. Hiyo ndio verse of the day. Let's give God all the glory and honor. Now tunaingia kwenye uchambuzi wa magazeti. Na mimi niko na gazeti la The Daily Nation.
And I have the Standard with me.
Na hapa kwa Daily Nation, you will allow me, nitasoma na unless the story yenye tutataka kuchambua zaidi, but I will read mostly, nitasoma tu the headlines zenye ziko kwa hii gazeti ndani. Like I can see a story of this jamaa imeandikwa jackpot, how Clark badged for 424 million cash prize. Boni Kamau had a routine, a day processing, booking tickets in a transport firm until a call interrupted his schedule and automatically transformed him into a multi-millionaire. So if you will look at that story on page 3 of Boni, alikuwa afanya kazi kwa transport industry, akiwa pale labda anakata tickets. But simu enye tutaenda kuangalia ni ya kampuni gani hiyo, but within no time ika change maisha yake, akawa kitu kingine. US damning report on Kenyans impunity. That is the headline. A report by the US Department of State has condemned Kenyans' worsening human rights record, citing attacks of the Kenya Kwanza administration. Critics, particularly during last year's bloody anti-government protest. That story is on page 4 and 5, but we can see that the Senate, the United States of America Senate, ilikuwa imeanza question the president or the government of Kenya about the relationship with other nations like China and all that, and the debate was still going on. Na imeanza kuleta haya mambo ambayo tutaweza kuiangazia sana kwenye ukurasa wa 4.
Okay.
Yes.
So on the Standard, some of the highlights that you're going to check out are matters to do with labor, and there are a few people that have been highlighted here. You can see kuna Duncan Ojwang, Millicent Omanga, Margaret Nyambura, and Timothy Bosire. And again, in addition to that, that is our president. They'll be checking matters to do with the police. Mtumenya Kwapa, that is Kanje, will be checking matters to do with the payroll. Those are the highlights that I have on the Standard page 1. So let's start with your Daily Nation.
I can see they're trying to explain more of the story that I was giving. That extrajudicial killing, rights group alleged authorities significantly underestimated the number of unlawful killings by security forces. They are also going to look at the coalition report that 105 human rights activists were abducted or reported missing. So that's torture, and police personnel officials reportedly used torture. So those are some of the things they are going to look at during the interrogations, and the punish trio details, transnational repression, kidnap of Uganda activists including opposition leader Kinza Basenye, and forced transferred to Uganda. You remember he was in the country.
Yeah.
I can see also a picture of the president, Dr. William Ruto, at joins Kochia Kagam traditional dancers in the jig yesterday during the opening of the devolution conference at Homa Bay High School in Homa Bay County. President Ruto said his government is committed to unlocking the full potential of devolution. President William Ruto alikuwa kule jana. You know, to devolution imepelekwa kule Homa Bay County in a specific place. Hiyo ni mahali pale napajua sana. Mahali nilikaa baada ya kumaliza masomo yangu pale training ya military training pale National Youth Service. Unajua mimi nilikuwa youth service and I trained mimi nimetrainiwa military. Na baada ya hapo when you pass out na mimi nili pass out the year 2002 with Uncle Moody. Wakati Kibaki alikuja akasema ya kwamba sasa kila mtu kwenye ministry yako, sasa sisi tuliweko kwa Ministry of Home Affairs na Home Affairs ilikuwa kwa under the deputy president. So Moody Awori ndiye alikuja kutupasautisha kwa parade yetu and after that I was posted to Lambwe. Lambwe iko kwa interior parts of Homa Bay. Uko Sindo Mbita and when I went there kulikuwa kambi yetu ilikuwa kwa park inaitwa Ruma National Park. Na huko ndiko devolution inaendelea. If I had much money I could have gone there. That's a place ilinikuza in my own way and I could have gone there. Yes, that's where devolution is.
That's a good thing, right? Okay, and on the standard page 1, we can see here imeandikwa no thank you Ruto. Okay, so let's figure out why people are saying no. They're saying that rejection from Ghana to the Kenya National Constitution human rights. President Ruto's dream jobs keeps getting dumped. In just 2 years, 9 high-profile nominees have walked away from the plum positions offered by President Ruto, from the ambassador seats to the commission chairmanships. The strings of rejections have fueled claims of sloppy vetting, fear of association over the dwindling fortunes, tone deaf gender picks, and advisors asleep at the wheel, leaving the head of state embarrassed and scrambling for replacement. Jose, mbona watu wanakataa kazi?
Itategemea.
Watu wanakataa kazi. Why? Because I can see there are people who said no to the state jobs. Kuna that is Duncan Ojwang alikataa kazi. And then we have that is Millicent Omanga. She was appointed to the Nairobi River Commission. Later she left. Then we have that is Margaret Nyambura Ndongo, appointed to Ghana Embassy, but she did not take up the role. Then we have that is Timothy Bosire. The NTSA Transport and Safety Authority alikuwa appointed hapo akakataa. So I don't know why people are saying no to this. So let's check out the story is in page 4. I don't know what MPESA hawataki, or they don't. Can you say they don't have confidence in the leadership that you're having?
There was a time I refused the job.
Why?
With the Nakuru County government. Kuna siku nilipewa kibarua and later I remember, just to mention how it went. Nakumbuka vizuri nilipewa, maybe to relate with whatever is in the gazette. Nilipewa kazi ya kukua MC wa Governor Lee Kinyanjui. And I worked there for maybe 2 years. Na one day kukatokea kuko na event ya national government. Na the event ilikuwa pale mahali panaitwa Nyayo Garden. And it was advertised that hiyo event itakuwa hapo. And I was, in fact, I remember nilicontractiwa that same morning. The governor was not present, so I was idle in the office. I decided this is my work. And I went there. I remember vividly, I requested the chief of protocol, who was my immediate boss. I requested her and I went to the Nyayo Garden to continue with the activity. Little did I know they had invited Susan Keheka. By then she was the senator. Na hawakuwa wanapelekana vizuri na the sitting governor. So nikiwa pale in the midst of event, kigari yake kiko na maspika kikakuja and I was given the microphone. Of course, as a professional MC, Susan Keheka became the chief guest in the event. And protocol states that I must now start addressing her. Mheshimiwa senator, you know, and I started doing that. Makiu iki kigari kio kimeface county yetu where everything, sasa Joseph ameenda kwa rival and all that, and it became rough on me for about 3 months. I was just going to the office, sipewi kazi, sifanyi anything, but I'm paid. So it was a cold war. And when walinirudisha, nilianza kurudi, I discovered I don't belong here.
So probably these are some of the reasons I guess here they're saying why these people said no. Number one, that is sloppy vetting. That then we have also that is fear of association.
Yes.
Then we have that is personal and professional risks, and when it comes to these jobs. And so I don't know what they'll do when it comes to this, Jose. And when you're in a later political embarrassment, it shows that they lack confidence in the leadership of our president.
Na hiyo yenye umesema hapo, fear of association, hiyo peke yake ndio inaweza sababisha. You see, like I can give you an example with the musicians. So walienda wakaenda kwa waliitwa na Kindiki. Wakati walienda, people stopped following them. They lost a lot. Wali lose big time, let me tell you the
But
truth.
this is politics.
Sikatai,
to lose.
wali lose because musician anakulaga nini? Anakula politics. Musician anakulaga followers. Na wakati wali associate na the government yenye mashabiki wao hawataki, they unfollowed them. Nandi ame lose.
Of course.
So now that is when you see this Benga musician Samido, ata resign from police. He was a policeman. Ali resign. Fear of association. Yes.
Okay, pia naona hapa anasema that is public perception. Fuels opposition claims that Ruto's government is chaotic and unpopular among professionals. Then we have that is operational disruption. These are the impacts that have been caused from these people saying no. Operation disruption, some agencies remain without leadership for months. So ni nani watapatiwa hizi position because the president saw them, they qualified to be here.
The other people wenye wanahaogopi hiyo maneno yote.
Watu wachukuliwe.
On other news, President Ruto steps up attack on bribe taking lawmakers. When he was speaking this at Homa Bay, President William Ruto has called out Parliament and the judiciary, terming them as the weakest link in the fight against corruption, accusing the former of being involved in a bribe. When we have committees, wale committees kwa bunge and all that, president anasema ama ana claim ya kwamba wanachukua rushwa, wanachukua hongo, wakati wanachukua hiyo hongo kutoka for the county governments and other in searching attack of parliament. The head of states said parliamentary committees have turned into extortion rings, demanding bribes from the witness who appear before them in order to write valuable reports. Ukitaka kuandikia report mzuri na hiyo kamati, unaanguka kwa mfuko. Unawapea kakero.
Ujiambie utaweka kitu.
Kakiru kametoka places mingi, but tangu tuokoke hatutaki maneno ya kakiru.
Okay.
Pumwani to pay a woman 7.5 million for butch delivery and baby and lost uterus. That is a hospital. That story is on page 3. Pumwani Hospital wamepata kichapo cha mbwa. Watamlipa huyo mama hundi ya 7.5 million.
Yes,
kwa hayo mambo.
Okay, and on other stories, that is page 2 of the Standard. I can see here the saying that double speak as president masks flaws, turns hit on MPs of graft, and they're saying that president promises to sign into law 2 bills to strengthen devolution dream, and they say but his claims sound hollow amid several multi-billion shilling scandal in his regime. And the same President Ruto turned into the heat of corruption on MPs, masking the flaws of his own administration and demonstrating his supposed let me repeat, masking flaws of his administration and demonstrating he is supposed to revamp devolution by signing 2 bills. So akiongelea mambo ya MPs corrupt, MC Joseph, and this is his own leadership, and that is last week tuliona according to statistics, the office of the president corruption equal 1.1%. So where are we heading? you know?
Of course, we are heading to a pit and hatuwezi jitoa. Lakini still, we are still celebrating. And did you know that Harambee Stars wanaweza ingia kwa quarter finals bila kuguza ball? Wasicheze na wajikuta wako quarter finals.
Why? How?
In case hizo team zingine zidraw. Zikidraw hizo team zingine, unajua ni points. Hawata gain point. So ita remain kuwa na team yenye iko na point mingi ambazo ni 7. Yes.
Okay, and on the same story, you can see here what really happened. President Ruto publicly called out members of parliament, both in the Senate and in the National Assembly, by accusing them of demanding, that is, bribes from governors, the people in the same leadership. Now, those are the MPs who take bribes from governors, and the cabinet demanding bribes, and the cabinet secretaries and other members of the executive when they appear on the oversight committee hearings. He claimed the behavior turned parliament into a hub of corruption. So I hope they'll sort out these matters, because this is affecting our country, that is matters to do with growth, devolution. But the president, it seems he's committed to fight corruption, isn't he?
Yes, he's very committed to fight corruption. And we hope it will work, because I'm sorry to say that a lot of doubts zimekuwa kwa this regime. Kumekuwa na lot of doubts all over. Kumekuwa na doubts za hizo corruption and all that. Okay. Now we hope president atafight your corruption.
Yeah, because they can see they're saying that he projected an image of the government bravely tackling all the thorns that have pricked the economy, including, that is, corruption in the government, timely disbursement of funds to counties, tumeona kumekuwa na delays, streamlining of the e-citizen, tuliona, that is, the auditor general amesema that that is 10 billion is missing, na hiyo ni pesa ya wananchi, and guaranteeing the independence of public institution, and also reforms to strengthen the countries. I hope they implement this. And that is what we have on the standard on matters to do with legal and crime. What about you?
Kenyatta, congratulations Kenyatta University students. Yes, I can see a very nice photo of these wonderful Kenyatta University students. The photo, they were taken the photo at Meru School yesterday. The institution won most trophies during the finals concert of the Kenya National Music Festivals. So Kenyatta University iliweza kuchukua trophy mingi sana. I can count haraka ninaona wako na trophy almost how many? That is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Hey, all those trophies. You can also see picture smart sana. You know, this is my field. I like it so much. Kuna picha ya Harambee Gardens pupils presents a Mijikenda folk dance. Naona picha ya Homa Bay Teachers Choir entertain the audience with a folk song. Na pia tunaona PCEA Kagema student present choral verse during yesterday's final concert at Meru School. This is ilikuwa field zangu. I really loved this. Hizi ni vitu sikuwa ikuwa ninakosa. Either in Nairobi, in Kakamega, kwenye tu ataenda, I used to make sure that I'm among that team.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good thing. And on the standard, that is page 9, you can see they're saying the IG sued over police payroll and officers during the protest. And they're saying that petitioners accuse the IG, that is Douglas Karanja, of usurping, that is, the power of the commission. They also claim the public confrontation has caused, that is, uncertainty. And what really happened, that is, a lawsuit was filed against the Inspector General, that is Douglas Karanja, related to the discrepancies of police, that is payroll, and the conduct of police officers during the recent protest that has been happening in our country. And they're saying that the tug of war between the Inspector General of Police, that is Douglas Karanja, and the National Police Service Commission over who should manage the payroll, that is tuliona, that is last month walisema that is 60 billion. The payroll has split into the court. The IG has also been separately sued for failing to crack the whip of police officers involved in either maiming or killing protesters. So probably these are some of the reasons they think he doesn't qualify. The IG has also been sued before the High Court accused of taking over a role not within his powers. The payroll case was filed by Sheria Mtaani and other people. So Jose, what do you think about that?
I'm on other news here. I'm thinking nothing about this government today because I'm on other news hapa zenye zitakuchekesha ama zitaleta hope.
I'm just asking, nakuuliza about, you know, the IG ni amekuwa control that his MPESA the police service. What do you think about that?
You see, I was trying to look at the matter. Na ninaangalia bado nikaa kuna kitu fiche. Si uko familiar sana na where, but kuna kitu yenye kwa constitution. Are we getting? If the constitution itafuatwa, and that is why tuna wakili mwenye anaenda kwa nini ameenda kupeleka kitu kotini to follow the constitution. Hii maneno ingine ya kujitungia penye haijaenda kwa bunge kuwekwa kama sheria, hii tupiliwe mbali. Period. Siku nenye kwa constitution, we follow that. Hii ingine nina feel in the spirit ama in my conscience, hakuna haja ya kukua na what we call kukeuka ati because this is what you imagine is good. Hapa hatufanyi na kuimagine, tufuate the constitution. It is there written in the constitution. Yes.
Because I can see here they're saying that since he was not able to manage that is the Gen Z protest na pia police wenye walikuwa involved, that is it shows lack of accountability and also in the later issues to do with finance management.
Yes.
Okay. They're also saying that there is nowhere in the law the IG is vested with power to manage the payroll or extend his independence to the commission. To allow the Inspector General to hold or control payroll would place a constitutionally independent function under the control of an office that is by design. So it is not constitutional. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What of what Sheria?
Charge outpatients at own peril. President now tells hospitals. Sasa ukigonjeka, president amesema serikali imetoa ni 21 billion enye imeketa for the outpatient services.
Only.
Sasa ukienda hospitali, sijui kama lazima ukue na SHA ama usikue na SHA, lakini ukienda hospitali haupaswi kutritiwa ulipe anything. So nina hope it is going to happen. I don't have a doubt. Dr. William Ruto yeye ni rais na anapanga mikakati. Sina doubt na hiyo. Lakini sasa shida yangu ni there was a time kulikuwa kuna hiyo ya SHA ama ilikuwa ni by ile regime ya NHIF. But you go to a hospital Angie, uingie kwa hospitali, upate daktari, consultation akufanyizo kila kitu, but ukienda lab, you pay. Ama if you don't pay for lab, your services hayuko. Then unapewa dawa. Ukienda kwa pharmacy, dawa ni Panadol peke yake. Zingine zote unanunua nje. Now I hope this outpatient itakuwa ni fully na upate the services. Yes.
Okay, but tunasikia umesema outpatient peke yake. What about inpatient?
Inpatient unalipa.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And away from matters to do with health, let's dive into governance. I can see they're saying that is page 8. They're saying MPs summons Auditor General over compromised reports. National Assembly Committee has summoned the Auditor General, that is Nancy Gathongo, over claims of poor quality reports. And the Public Investment Committee and on Education and Governance yesterday alleged that auditors were colluding with state agencies to give their books a clean bill of health. So I don't know why MPs they think the reports zenye amekuwa akitoa they are of poor quality. Have you seen the reports zenye Auditor General amekuwa akitoa?
Sijaziona.
She has been giving out reports, and at least that is keeping the government in check. Matters to do with corruption in the health sector, in education. At least she's doing something, especially matters to do with finance. So they're saying that they have poor quality. I really don't know why, but if anaona hapa amekuwa summoned, so I don't know if they are going to have a meeting. I don't know what will happen, but we're here to figure out and we keep you updated.
Nataka kuna mama ninapenda ni huyo. Yes.
Anafanya kazi nzuri.
Kabisa, kama kuna mtu ninapenda ni huyo. Na kama hii serikali inaweza kuwa na huyo na Maraga. Kuna team tu fulani. Kunaona cartoon how not to measure growth. Cartoon wamechora mtu mnene sana. Ameshika graphs huku, ameshika sijui nini huku. Then pana ile tape measure. Ile foot. Sasa hiyo haipimi. Lakini hii nyingine cartoon nyingine bado the same person munono, alafu how to measure growth. Sasa una measure growth kulingana vile wewe unashiba. Yes. Okay.
Also here on the standard kuna cartoon kwa hapa just here. And kuna nguruwe. Yeah, this is a pig. Imeandikwa that is governance. Alafu this pig inakula chakula. Hiyo chakula imeandikwa revenue.
Yes.
Revenue hiyo ni pesa ya kina nani?
Ni sasa ni pesa yenye na kolektiwa.
Pesa ya wananchi.
Ya wananchi. That means nikiangalia ama nikichambua governors wanakula revenue. Yes.
Okay.
Na wakati we mention that governor wanakula revenue, hatumaanishi governor peke yake. Governor na timu yake.
Oh, kuna team.
Yes, tuko na baraza la mawaziri ambaye linaongozwa na mwenyekiti ambaye ni katibu katika jimbo ambaye pia ni mwenyekiti wa baraza la mawaziri. Unanipata? So ile timu yake, samaki ikioza kichwa iko likely kuoza kwingine kote. Yes, watu wa CBC kuna mathematics mitihani hapo kwa gazeti la The Daily Nation, KEJSEA Kiswahili. Hii ni vizuri, unajua wanafunzi wako nyumbani. The Daily Nation iko na revision papers. You can get a copy na uweze kuangalia kusoma.
Okay, and in the world of business, I can see this is good. According to survey, the pensions outperforms inflation rate. Unajua tujakuwa na stability when it comes to that is matters to do with the economy. They're saying Kenya pension schemes delivered the strongest return this year, outspacing inflation by a staggering that is 26% in 12 months to June 2025. That is what the new data shows. So it means that inflation effect affect. Unajua sometimes the government wanatumianga inflation as a reason why the economy is not growing, but if pension itself has that performed, it means that even our country itself can grow. This is a good thing. Okay, you have something?
I think mimi namaliza. Wewe jipatie gazeti la The Daily Nation.
Okay.
Na kuna story sana mzuri sana hapo, especially ya sport. Uone vile Kenya wamenunua tickets. Tickets zote. Alafu unajua jana walipewa warning, walipewa fine sijui ya milioni ngapi kwa ajili ya mashabiki wao kuwa na utovu wa nidhamu. So tickets zinasemekana tayari zote zimeuzwa. Kwa hivyo kama hauna ticket unaomba uachie ball nyumbani. Hata kushinda ukuja stadium na hauna ticket, usumbua bure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Utaenda, uko na ticket.
Si wengine nasikia wananyimwa ndio waseme one time.
Okay.
Walisikia.
Okay.
Sasa mimi sina ticket. I will not watch kwa stadium. Acha mimi nitawachia nyumbani. Kwa screen ama kwa simu yangu. Yes. Kama una kitu kingine sisi tunaona tunaweza fika mwisho kwa uchambuzi wa magazeti. You have something to tell the viewers?
Just to appreciate them for tuning in. We're always there to make sure that you stay updated of what is happening that is in our country and beyond. Just a reminder that we have that is the Mizpah School of Intercessory and Prayer that is ongoing here at Mizpah Prayer Center. Ilianza that is date 11 is going up to the 22nd. If you're interested, please contact that is 0727766553. We'll be so glad to have you. Yeah.
Yes, Mount Zion Church Umoja, that is in Thika, presents a one-day youth conference from age 12 and above. Na I'm saying this because kwa post yenye ninaona wamenitumia theme yao ni drug abuse and substance awareness. John 10, the enemy comes to steal, kill and destroy. So ninaona kwa guest speakers, ninaona host wa huko ni Pastor David Musau. Na kutakuwa na speaker anaitwa Damaris Muthoni, lakini guest speaker atakuwa ni jamaa anaitwa Joseph Karanja. So Joseph Karanja atakuwa pale Thika, that is me. Mimi nitakuwa Thika siku ya kesho.
Wow.
Na nitakuwa nikiongea kuhusu drug abuse and substances awareness, na wanasema mpaka lunch itakuwa. So tutakuwa pale venue uwanja inakuwa ni community hall pale kwa chief Makongeni Thika. So Anji, mimi ninaenda Thika. Nitakuwa naongelesha vijana kule Thika siku ya kesho. Thank you very much, na najua watu wa Thika kutakuwa na lot of transformation. Siwezi toka all the way from Nakuru kwenda Thika alafu nisiongeleshe vijana waokoke. Wataokoka.
Preach.
Yes, a story was told. A teacher, mwalimu aliingia kwa darasa na akauliza wanafunzi, who killed Goliath? Mwanafunzi wa kwanza akasema, I don't know. Na wa pili akasema okay, klasi mzima ni kama ilikataa, ilisema hajui na ndiye aliua Goliath. And it reached a point mwalimu huyu akakasirika, because una imagine mkiulizwa hiyo swali. So the first people, I wasn't in yesterday. Mwanafunzi wa kwanza alisema mimi sikuwa kwa darasa jana. The second people akasema I don't know. The third people akasema I don't know him. Alisema hata ajui Goliath. So this teacher went direct to the head teacher na akamwambia, all the people said that they don't know who killed Goliath. Sasa mwalimu akatoka na akaenda kwa hiyo darasa. Now the head teacher alienda akiwa frustrated na akauliza, you lazima mseme, if you don't tell me who killed Goliath nitawachapa. So wanafunzi wote wakasema sisi hatujui. So teacher akarudi kwa ule mwalimu mwenye alikuwa anasema, akamwambia, all the people said that they don't know, and furthermore they don't know who Goliath is. So the teacher akasema, the head teacher turned to the teacher and asked him, are you sure it is this class? So hata head teacher mwenyewe ajui who killed Goliath, ndiye alikuwa anaenda kuconfirm kwa hiyo darasa. So nitawaacha kwa msemo, binadamu sio mtu, mwenye utu ndio mtu. Binadamu sio mtu, mwenye utu ndio mtu. Na nilikuwa nimetoa huo msemo tena, sijui kwa nini umerudi kwenye kichwa changu. Lakini tukumbuke tu, duniani hapa kuna watu na viatu. Kutoka studio, sitaongeza la mitume wala la nabii, ila tukukoma. Kutoka hapa studio, mimi na Anji tunawatakia utazamaji bora wa vipindi vilivyosalia. Vile vile siku isiyokuwa na bukfa. Wasalan wa marahaba.